Hello, social media land and the powers that be. It is another phenomenal with elevation moments with me, your girl, Victoria. It is an amazing day. We have been doing some training, we have been doing some other things, we have been moving forward, and we are back. So go out there and tell everybody that, yeah, it's about time. It's about space. It's about time you get in my space. I don't know. Sometimes I like to have a little fun on social media because it's always fascinating to me what people see and what people don't see, and what people hear and what people don't hear. But today I am super excited that we are back in the driver's seat. I'm glad that we're back able to come and have some interesting conversation about various things that are just, that are, that we as people need to address, right? And so let me just kind of state again some, some things, and I want to make it kind of plain and simple that some of the things that you hear on any of our programs, they are built around the process that God has given me for my business as a professional development facilitator, personal achievement facilitator. Okay, God, you changing my parts? Okay, professional achievement facilitator. I am super excited about what we do, what I do here at Victoria Elevates, and what all the programs that we have to offer. And you're going to be seeing some information pop up periodically. You're going to be seeing some new branding techniques that we're going to be using, some things that we're going to be doing differently with the lives. You won't be seeing all of our lives here on Facebook. If you're watching my Facebook, you won't be able to see everything on Facebook. So you might want to go over to our YouTube channel and follow us on YouTube. You may not follow us all the time on YouTube. You might not see us all the time on YouTube. You might see us in another arena. And there is another arena and another arena that we have said yes to. We have been, this is the thing. We have been praying about so many different things for where we're going and where we're headed to in this new year. And this is the thing. I refuse to not take on every opportunity that he has allowed me to have the space to do. And when you say, well, what do you mean by that? Well, this is a thing. Sometimes we can be our own worst critic, and sometimes we can always see the situation from another person's view, or see in somebody else's eyesight, but not see it for the real. And sometimes I have tried to be over the years. I've tried to be very what I want to say. I've tried to be very particular about certain things, like, not trying to hurt nobody's feelings or whatever. But guess what I found out about me? This is the truth of the truth of the truth. Sometimes when you are walking in your purpose and what you're doing for what God has designed for you, not everybody's going to like it anyway. Can we be honest? Hey, Miss Carrie, thanks for watching, my dear friend. I certainly appreciate you from all walks. But sometimes we get into a place where we think that everybody's going to get what we get, right? And let me just be honest with you, not everybody's going to get you, right? Some things you have just got to understand that what you are created to do is what you're created to do. God created you to be unique, and that's who you are, a very unique individual. Miss Carrie is very unique. Well, all about music and some other things that she has going on. I can't do all about music. That's her baby, right? And this is the thing. Just because we as individuals have different viewpoints or different avenues, that doesn't mean that we're right or we're wrong. It just means that God has created us to be extremely unique and extremely different. Right. And sometimes when we are talking about personal development, one of the things that happens is that we as individuals, and whoever's watching from behind the scenes, I thank you for watching from behind the scenes. Come on into the room. You don't have to stay behind the scenes. Just come on in. This is the thing. When we are doing what we are purposed to do, it doesn't matter who understands it or who gravitates to it. The question you have to ask yourself is, am I doing it for me? Hey, Miss Kay, thanks for being with me, my dear friend. When I tell you that, developing who you are doesn't always fit in the categories of everybody else. But when you are creating and doing the thing that God has designed you to do with your unique self, then that means that you are doing exactly what you were born to do, right? As a personal development coach, and that's who I am, and I love the field. I had a meeting this morning and yesterday, and one of the things that I kept saying was that I enjoy what I do. Right, because when you really take an opportunity, when you really go down to the tap room, hey, Coach Deborah, Pastor Deborah K is in the house. When I tell you that a lot of times we as individuals, when you love what you do, you will go to the limit. You will sometimes it doesn't always feel good. Sometimes it doesn't always feel it fits into a certain category. Can I be honest with you? When I came into being really truly saved, if you was, I knew people didn't understand it. I knew people wouldn't get it because of the way that God had created me. Can I be honest with you? When you're talking about personal development, this is why I'm so intrigued with it. This is why I encourage people to really get out there and find a personal development coach like me that can help you understand that how building the real you is so unique, and it is such a necessity. And you say, but why is that? Because when you understand the real you, and that doesn't mean anybody can tell you, nobody can shape you to be the real you. Being the real you comes from within. It's the person on the inside being developed from to the outside, right? And when you have been scorched in the process of life, when you have had some hiccups along the process of life, it sometimes can be overshadowed. Sometimes your hearing can be foggy. And sometimes, baby, can I be honest with you? You just don't feel like you fit, right? But take it from me. The reason why I'm excellent in what I do, the reason why I'm an expert in what I do is because life happens to each and every one of us every single day of the day that we are living in. Every single day, we are faced with life and juggling the balls of how to handle all of these things, right? And as you've gone through some parts of your life, some things that may have happened is that you got sidetracked by the things that didn't make sense or by the things that caused you pain. Can I be honest with you? And when you're developing your personal development, when you are really diving in deep with that, sometimes you got to go outside of the box to figure out what that is. See, this is the thing. Just because you are changing doesn't mean that you're going to stop doing certain things. And what I mean by that is just because I'm changed, if you will, and I hate, and well, I'm not going to say I hate, I just like how people use that phrasing sometimes. But because I've changed into my own skin, and when I began to understand who I really was, and that's when I started thinking, being a personal development coach is really kind of cool, because this is what I had to go through to get where I am today, right? Am I rich and famous? Well, baby, you better believe it. Even if it's in my own mind, because my mindset is what the mindset is what changes your outcome. What you perceive about yourself is what's going to radiate outside of the box, right? Some of the reason why some people are still stuck in the mud is because they may have gotten to a place where they feel comfortable, but they're still uncertain. The uncertainty is this, because you truly are not walking in your own authentic self, right? And so as a personal development coach, as a person who wants to see you get to your next level, one of the things that I can absolutely tell you is that this process continues to gravitate. It continues to move into a next level. It continues to go over and over and over until it becomes a process of life. We as people use cliché things all the time. We say this all the time. Trust the process. But can I give you a little indication about that process? The process sometimes doesn't mean that it's going to work for everybody. It's your process. It's what makes you be the best person that you are. It creates a place of understanding of you, who you are. When I started doing this, I started looking at my own aspects. I started looking at the different things of what caused me to feel like I was inadequate. When I started talking about the things that I felt like was damaging about me, when I started having those interpersonal conversations, because see, everybody can't separate themselves from people and be able to do it in a positive way. Well, let me tell you, you can if you have a personal development coach like me that can talk you through the process, because I've been there. I had to shut myself off away from people, places, and things that could not help me grow. My students will tell you that attend my class, that is one thing that I continuously say. I say it all the time. If it's not helping you grow, then my friend, it's time to let it go. Even the Bible speaks about it, right? If you're going to use the Bible, let's use it correctly, right, guys? See, this is the thing. When he talks about shaking the dust, after you've done everything that doesn't make sense, right? Everything that doesn't give, that is not lined up, it's time to walk away from some things and shake the dust from it. But that doesn't mean that it's wrong for the next person. It just means that it's not cohesive for you. It doesn't feed you. See, this is the thing. Not everybody's program fits everybody's program. Why do we have 5 billion million churches sitting on every corner? Because not every church fits the groove of the people that go there, right? They have to find the uniqueness about what happens with them that causes a positive effect. My brother's in the house, and my brother Alf, and it says change is always good, even if others don't understand it. Bruh, can you come on, give your sister a big old hug? Because that is so true. People are never going to understand every aspect of it, right? People don't understand that sometimes the best antidote, the best medication that you can give yourself is to keep on moving with the fire that you got, right? These last couple of weeks where I've been doing some training and in and out, if you will, I've had the opportunity to sit back down and say to myself, baby, can you just map out every aspect of what needs to happen in your life? Because not everybody's going to understand where you're going. See, when you understand the purpose that God has put in you, then you can move freely in that. When you walk away from people, places, and things, you can do it in such a way that it gives you energy, right? Let me tell you something. As I have been doing some studying, I mean, really studying, I'm not studying to prove anything to anybody else other than I understand the process that God has given me. See, this is the thing. When you can understand what God has put you in, and that it causes all that you have to go. Thanks, bruh. When you think about all of the things that God has purposed you in your life to be, you have to understand all of those comes with steps that are uniquely designed for you. My job as a personal development coach is this: to help you, lead you to what works for you. See, this is the thing. The job of a coach is not to tell you what to do. The job of the coach is to be able to push you to the area that you need to see who you are, right? Baby, it's all right, baby. I'm telling you, it's okay if you don't have the process in place. It's okay if you don't know how to develop it. That's why I come in. As your personal development coach, my job is to help you to see the best that's in you. You know why? Because during my process of getting to where I am right now, I'm 61 years old, guys. It took me so long to get to this point where I can truly say this, and not, bruh, I can say this and mean it with all sincerity. What you see is what you get. What you hear is what you hear. I am the best part of me that you will ever meet. You can't go back to my past and find me. You cannot stay in that mindset of past. The past is only a place of foundation that helps you get to that next level. When you go up the ladder, do you stay on the same step that you were on before? No, you go to the next step and the next step and the next step. Why is that? Because when you are elevating to the next level, when you are pushing to the next level, you don't stay in the same place that you was before. When you are truly being empowered, embraced, and educated to be elevated and not tolerated, it means that you are taking your past and you're using it as a stepping stone, a stepping stool, a ladder, an elevator to get to your next. Sometimes we as individuals, we get stuck at the place where we don't understand that moving on up is the best thing. Miss Carrie, I'm about to sing. Because when you're moving on up to the east, north side, west side, whatever side you're moving up to, it requires you to understand who you are. When you can love the heck out of your own self, no matter what anybody else thinks, that's the first step of understanding that you are great and who you are. So a lot of times people will say, I know who I am. Do you really? Oh, I know who you are. Do you really? Because at the place that when you are moving and shifting to your next, sometimes it just doesn't make sense. Can I be honest with you? Sometimes we are still stuck in those places of insecurity because we do not want to succeed. Because guess what success does? It brings on more authority. It brings on more priorities. It brings on more things that we have to do, on more accountability. That's the reason why some of us have waited to move to our next level in different things, because we don't want the responsibility, because the responsibility sometimes creates an atmosphere that people don't want to address. Accountability is necessary. Being the best part of you is necessary. I'm teaching people not to wait till you get to 60 to be able to be the best part of you. Baby, if I had sat down and had a life coach, a personal development coach back in my day, I think I would be ahead of the game. But in the same retrospect of that, I understand why God brought me through the places that he has brought me through. I understand why I'm understanding. I haven't completely got it all done. I'm not complete because, can I be honest with you? Not one of us is perfect until we cross over to the other side. And that's 6 feet under, get caught up, however we leave, right? So you're not perfect until you get there. My brother's show is that he has on Sunday now. It's too much for the grave. And what he does is have people talk about what they're doing before they die. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to wait until you kill over to have a podcast, baby. Can I be honest with you? I had a podcast before you die. All right. Because nobody's going to see it. I shared this with a friend of mine, or I should say associate, because we're going to talk about those words that we give people, titles we give people in another setting. But this is the thing. I was having a conversation and I said, oh my God, I just got a friend request. And the person said, why are you saying, oh my God? Because it came from a person that I know who had just passed sometime at the end of November, at the end of 2023. I got a friend request, and I know we get these fake ones all the time. Can I be honest with you? When I got it, the first thought that I had was, how many other fake friend requests have we accepted? Let that marinate just a few moments. How many other fake requests, be they friend requests, associate requests, because everybody's into the wording. So how many times have we received fake requests that we accepted? Think about it. Sometimes we don't understand what is fake and what is real. I want you to hold that thought, and we're going to come back in just a few seconds because I want to show you something that's going on that you might not know about. Some of you are still trying to figure out who is Victoria Elevates. Well, here's your answer. sorry. No, I ain't sorry. I was enjoying the music. Miss Carrie, I was enjoying my music. I was doing my little dance. Miss Carrie, you know I can dance, right? Okay, so going back to what we were saying before we had the commercial break, check this out. How many times have you accepted something that really wasn't for you? And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes we accept comments, we accept situations, we accept things because over our lifetime we've been taught that it's okay just to accept it. It's okay just to deal with it. It's okay. Can I be honest with you? That's the reason why some of us are still sabotaging our own growth and potential. Can I tell you that sometimes we are still sabotaging who we really are because we don't want to hurt anybody else's feelings? Baby, can I be honest with you? Sometimes it's time for you to move on. You better call Tyrone because it's time for him to get you out of the way. So you got to understand that in this season of your life, it's not going to be always conducive for you to stay where you are. That's physically, emotionally, spiritually, socially, the whole 9 yards. In my class that I'm teaching right now, and I'm when I talk about building positive relationships, people that I get comments and they get, why did you post what happened in your class? My students and I are so excited about the processes and the things that God is allowing us to learn through the class of building positive relationships. That is it's blowing our minds. We only got maybe another week of the class, but when I'm telling you what we have learned just at this little bit, that we have learned that the whole process, and one of my students said it today, and I was just like, oh, she got it. Ooh, she got it. Because this is the thing. Building a positive relationship starts with the person that wants to do so. See, this is the thing. I love building relationships. But what I've had to endure and what I've learned that you have got to put into position the characteristics of the relationships that you want to have. Right? Sometimes I call my brother and he's out there. He knows how I am. Sometimes I call my brother and say, bruh, what about this in boyfriend and girlfriend relationships? And I look at him because to me, he's an expert. He's my brother, right? Check this out. Sometimes he'll give me this detailed information. I'll be like, I don't want to hear it. No, I don't want to hear it. And then he said, you make sense? Does that make sense to you? And I'm like, it makes sense, but that ain't what I want to hear. Right? You know why that is? The reason sometimes we don't want to hear what's being said is because we have not created the job description and the characteristics that we need, right? Sometimes we want to say, oh, I want a friend. Go then determine what a friend is. According to the Bible, you got to be, in order to have a friend, you got to be friendly. Well, dang tootin', I've been so darn friendly. Sometimes I want to stop being so friendly. At the end of the day, though, you have to put it in perspective of the characteristics of what a friend is, right? There's things that I look for when I'm talking about building a positive relationship, right? I want people that can communicate. And I mean, when you say communicate, in my students, on Saturday, we're going to have a discussion about the job descriptions of people. And if you didn't join our class, you don't have to wait for it to come back around. But this is the thing. Sometimes, you want to be transparent, you want to be open, but you have to put those things in perspective. Right? You have to see things in a perspective manner in order for people, places, and things to understand what you're looking for. Every relationship is a collaboration, y'all. Can I just be honest with you? Every relationship that you have is a collaboration. And what happens in a collaboration is people get together and they bring to the table some things. Right? Be they good things, be they bad things, what have you, they bring things to the table to build a relationship, right? But if we don't put out there in the atmosphere what that looks like, then we cannot move forward with it, right? So as a personal development coach, as I'm looking at some things over my life, going back over my life. Okay, I'm sorry. God's been so good to me. So good. Wanna say thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lord, because he's been good to me, right? He has given me the opportunity to have another breath of life in me where I can still get it right today. Right? So when you start thinking about what you want in your life, you have to understand it's a collaboration of things, people, places, and things that have come together to build what you want to be. See, God has a plan for us. We quote that scripture all day long, but he does have a plan for us. Our job is to get in line so we can see it. And sometimes that means that eagles soar and chickens cluck. What does that mean, coach? I'm glad you asked. It simply means that sometimes you can fly. You need to go fly higher than an eagle. You need to go fly high. Go fly high. Don't stay in the same stationary stick in the mud that's going to cause you to sabotage who you are. It's time for you to be able to experience your life on a different level. The things that I talk about in the personal development classes, things that I have experienced, and I know you're sitting out there right now. You're stuck in an environment, in a situation, in a relationship that you can't even explain because you do not know how valuable you are to yourself. Can I be honest with you? It's a daily process, baby. That's the reason why when you have a personal development coach that is fly like me, and full of energy, we work together to build something that's going to position you for your next. It's time to get out of I can't do and be saying, you know what, why can't I do? And this is the other aspect of this. I don't know who I'm talking to today. Yes, I do. Can I be honest? I'm talking to myself. Hello. At the end, because I'm looking at myself in the camera. Anywho, when you say, guess what? I have gotten to this point. Have you ever written out your grocery list, but you go to the grocery store and you end up buying something extra that you don't really need or you don't even want, but because you see it on sale, you get it? That's because we're not holding it. We do the same thing with our life. We write down all the things that we want. But then when we look at TV, we look at social media, we look at whatever, and we say, oh, well, let me add this to it. Let me add this to it. Let me be honest with you. That's the reason why you can't stay focused on what you're supposed to do, because you're grabbing too many things that you don't need. Stick to the program, baby. Miss Carrie, I'm talking to me and you, girlfriend. We can have a luncheon date about this thing. Check this out. You got to understand that with who you are is unique. It may be hard for some of you to believe that there's a time in my life that I just didn't like talking. I just sit here and let you just walk all over me. Walk on by. Oh, that's the new song, Walk On By. But there were times I would just allow people, places, and things to walk over me until I got to the point that it was damaging not only my mental, because baby, when it's messing with your mental, but when it started messing with my emotions, when it started messing with me physically, when it started messing with the in-depths of who I was really was, who I really was to myself. Because this is the thing. People, places, and things can cause you to change who you are by their negativity or by the harshness. Okay, I'm going to touch on this really briefly. I'm not going to go any further because domestic violence is one issue. When you get to a place that you have, you have this vision of yourself, but all of a sudden you meet the demon himself, or because she can be a she, because I know a she demon that destroyed a whole relationship with a perfectly good man because they settled for something that won't even good. Right? So sometimes we can do that and not understand it. Can I be real with you? That's when you have to say to yourself, who's the girl in the mirror? Michael Jackson had, I think he was writing that song for me one day. Who's the man? Who's the woman in the mirror? The person that you really get up to every day. Not the one that you want to fake off to everybody else, but the real you. The real you that has a physical discrepancy. The real you that has a financial discrepancy, the real you that has a social anxiety discrepancy, the real you that can't spell cat backwards, TAC, the real you, but the real you still won't give up. That's knowing your true value, my friend. When you can look in the mirror and see your indiscrepancies, when you can go back to the hands of, going back to the hands of time, turn back the hands of, I'm making new songs, Carrie. Make sure you get those written down just in case you need them later. Check this out. If I could turn back the hands of time, if I could turn back the hands of time. Okay. Anywho, if I could turn back the hands of times on some of the things that I know now, I would have. But because I came forward, I didn't let it stop me. I didn't let it keep me from doing the daggone thing. Right? I didn't let it stop me. And even if I share in closed corners about things that I still feel inadequate about, doesn't mean that I can't keep moving forward, baby. Because the one thing that you're never going to do is stop me from moving forward. You have to say this to yourself. I'm going to keep on driving the force until there's no more highway out there. Hashtag, I'm driving that 65 Corvette Stingray till there ain't no other highway to drive it on. Because guess what? If nobody else drives it for me, who's going to drive it? So I had said this conversation was about things that we want to change about ourselves. So before I close this beautiful, wonderful, amazing podcast session, let's talk about it, baby. It's Takeaway Tuesday. I want you to take away some things today. I want you to take away one. You are the best in everything that you put your hands on. And I need you to say that affirmation every single day. I am the best of who I am. Say it. Say it till you can't. Say it till you make it, baby. I am the best. I am the best. The cheerleading squad from Martinsville High School Bulldogs, we are the best. We are the best. I can't remember the rest of it. I wish my daughter was up here. I get her to do it. But when they would say that, and they would do that hand. Why is Linda? Linda Preston was, God rest her soul. We are the best. And you had to clap it out and stomp it out. I need you to clap and stomp it out every day that you are the best. It doesn't matter if you have fallen down 500 times. You still are the best. You're the best person because you got back up. You pushed another second. You got back up when everybody said you shouldn't. You got back up when you didn't even feel like it. You are the best. So the first thing that we're going to change is speaking positively to ourselves. Every day say that I am the best. I am the best Victoria Mahalia Holland in the daggone world. Ain't another chick like her. All the hell that she done been through in her life. Homelessness, brokenness, domestic violence, not being acceptedness, alopecia-ness, I can go, the list can go on and on. But guess what? I am the best because I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit. You have to say to yourself every day, I'm the best. I'm not going to quit. Don't allow anybody to tell you that you have to, because you don't. Baby, trust me. In the last 24 hours, I've had some people say some things that I'm about to call my brother. Tell my brother, look, they acted cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Check this out. What are you going to do now that's different? Some things that you want to change is that you have to say that you're the best. And you have to speak focus into your life. You cannot focus on the things that do not give you value. Does that mean that everything is perfect in your world? No. Does it mean that you got everything going on? No. You're not being fake just because you want to keep moving in spite of. It's called focus, baby. You want to keep focused on what you are doing. The positive things in your life. Stay focused with it. Speak to your space. Students, Tin Hut, get in your space and stay focused. Don't look to the left. Don't look. Throw it into the hands of God. God, today I'm going to focus on what you told me to focus on. Because I'm the best. I am the best. Because I'm focusing on what is important, the positive ways that I go. See, the reason why sometimes I don't look at the news is because I don't want my mind to be absorbed by the things that are negative in the atmosphere. The reason why I cut people off and stop talking sometimes is because I have to have my peace regenerated. Because when you are a giver, I'm a giver not of only finances, but I'm a giver of my knowledge. I'm a giver of my wisdom. I'm a giver. I'm a giver. And sometimes my cup seems to be empty. So speaking focus is necessary. So number one is to say to yourself that you are good. You are the best. Number one, you are the best. Number one, you are the best. Say your name. You know, everybody say, speak it into the atmosphere. Baby, Victoria Holland is the best in all the rest. And then number two, I'm going to focus. I'm going to focus on what is important to me. Focusing on what is important. Focusing what is important. Focusing what is important and positive, right? You as business owners, you as parents, you as Christian leaders, you as Christians, you are people that are branching out into a new atmosphere. Can I be honest with you? You got to stay focused, baby. You got to stay focused. You got to keep speaking focus into your atmosphere. Stay on track. Does that mean that you're going to do it every second of the day? Well, it depends on if you got a phenomenal personal development coach like me. Now, I'm a personal development coach who is amazing. And guess what? I can teach you how to stay focused on today. It's called time management in a different way. Hello. Thank you very much for your input. But when I tell you, can I be honest with you? Staying focused on what is important, the positive things. Then the third thing that I'm going to tell you about today is this. Let go of what doesn't give you value. Okay, Clark? God has not given us anything that's wasteful. Nothing God does is wasteful. And sometimes we got to be reminded that if it doesn't give you value, it's okay to let it go. People, places, and things, baby. Can I be honest with you? I'm telling you something. Let me tell you a secret. Come here. Come on. Come on. Okay. Anywho, check this out. I picked up the phone and called a friend of mine who I really don't talk. Anyway, I called a friend of mine and I said to him, I need you to tell me something positive today. And first of all, you know, I'm always shocking people, right? And he said, are you okay? Yeah, I am. I just want you to say something positive. And he quoted something, scripture, and I knew that's what he would do. And he said, so why did you need me to do that? I said, because any time that people can't speak something positive, go to the person that you know will. And somebody's probably saying, well, why did you call this one? Because I need a different perspective. Some of us are living in a place where we are getting the same perspective. But when I call this individual who's sitting there laying in a hospital bed, I said, I just need you to say something positive. He's laying in a hospital bed with tubes coming out of here and there and everywhere. Over there, over there, everywhere. But when I called him, he said, Vic, you're a pretty smart chick. And I'm glad that you gave me value on today. And I said, what? Wait a minute. See, you don't ever know what your words and your actions can do to somebody else. I call him for a raise in my place of mine. But in turn, it was for him as well. It's time for us to find our peace that moves everything out the way. It's time for us to actually look at some things on a different perspective, guys. Stop hurting because of somebody else. It's time for you to build your next. The positive self-building class means so much to me because I teach in different aspects. That's the reason why I'm a personal development life coach, because I can go in different arenas, right? But the reason why I love doing the personal development coaching is because in my day, I had nothing or no one that could speak really true life into me. And the reason why they couldn't was because I didn't believe it in myself. The reason I couldn't accept certain things was because I didn't believe it in myself. The reason why I didn't think I could have a positive relationship, and I ain't talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, because that's why y'all's mind gets suckered into. You get one thing. The reason why I couldn't was because I didn't know who I was. And baby, when I found out a few years ago who the heck I was, whoo, child. I still have my moments. I still have to Miss Carrie, Miss K. I still have to say, no, I won't. But this is the thing. The reason why I'm good at teaching you how to acknowledge who you are, to see your confidence. One of my students said, I'm looking for a confidence coach. I said, I'm teaching you confidence. What are you talking about? Because I teach it in a different way. But if I can teach you what I didn't know, I promise you, it will change where you're going. When I can break it down to you in a different format other than the pew, and I can bring it to you in a way that will resonate with the very person on the inside of you. Because see, this is the thing. I can talk about, but can I get you to a point where you understand the person that's on the inside of you? That's where the real seed is, my friend. That's where the real place is, my friend. Is when you can go to the tap root and say to yourself, why didn't I not see this before? Because you have not been trained to see the seed that was planted. All we see is the negative soil that's attached to it. It's time to move away from the negativity and strive to the possibilities. Oh, somebody better catch that win right there. It's time to move from the negativities. It's time to move to the possibilities. There is scripture for it. Manifestation, there is scripture for it. Stop being that person that you think that you're right every day when you don't even know who you are. See, this is why I feel good about me. Because even in my dark place, even in that place that some of you will never get the opportunity to see, I can speak to that mountain that's inside of me. And I can say to the mountain, be gone. See, some of us have got to change how we speak to ourselves. It is so necessary for us to see the greater in us. It's a place where you have to get to see the greater in you. I don't know about you, but there's been some dark days in my life where I didn't know how to talk to the person that was on the inside of me. 48 hours ago, I was wondering, did I have anybody else I could talk to? Hello. And then I started talking to myself. And as my old friend used to say, Benny, if you're out there watching, I talk to myself because I'm that person that I'm talking to is the most intelligent person that knows that I can know. Talking to us, I know who I am. It's time for us to be able to speak some things differently. So if you see the information that's at the bottom of the screen, you can contact me through any of that source, but you can also sow a seed into Victoria Elevates at this website thing that's listed down here. I can't kind of point at it, over here. Yeah, right there. There you go. That information right there. If you want to sow a seed into Victoria Elevates, please feel free to do so. If you want to be on my show on Uncensored Conversation with Elevated Not Tolerated, reach out to me. We'll put you on the show. We got some amazing things getting ready to start happening, and we want you to be a part of it. But if you're sitting out there today and you need me as your personal development coach, just to help you get to that next place where you can see who you are. Because see, sometimes I just take people to see who they are. And that's enough. See, I know how to stay on my lane, baby. Sometimes it's about taking the person to the well and they will drink. And then there's some people that no matter how many times you take them to the well, they're not going to drink. But if you want to reach out to me today because you need a personal development coach, and I'm good at what I do, dagnabbit. I don't give a flying French fried potatoes. Carrie, y'all help me. It doesn't matter if it's a French fried potato or not. I'm good at what I do. I got some students, I got some clients that tell you that I'm good at what I do. I've had them see some things on their own that is different for them. You can't always understand what a person is doing. But what I can promise you, Miss Carrie, quit laughing at me. What I can do is I can take you to a place that you need to see on another level. Now, tomorrow is Even Then, Even When Wednesday. We're coming back at 12:30 for Even Then, Even When Wednesday here on Elevation Moments. I can tell you that we're increasing our platform. We're doing some things differently on our platform that a lot of people may not understand or maybe not even be able to get, be able to gravitate to, and that's okay. I know some phenomenal coaches. If you can't get it from me, you can get it from Coach K, you can get it from Coach Deborah, you can get it. There's a whole list of people. And when in doubt, I got a pastor, an apostle that I can send you to that can pray for you, pray for you after that if you need it. But I'm here to tell you that in this season, we all need to seek additional assistance. Let me tell you something. I said this, and I promise you I'm gonna let you go. I said this in a group of people the other day that every person needs to have a therapist. I don't care what your position is. Everybody needs a therapist. I got one. And you said, well, how you get one when you ain't got a job? Boo, you don't know me. You better go somewhere and sit down and have 5 seats. I know how to work it, baby. Some of you need to work it. Anywho, when I tell you, everybody needs to have a therapist in their life, someone that they can go and reach out to. But baby, if you feel like all you need is a coach, we're here too. This is a thing. I am a certified master life coach with my niche being in personal development. But I also know how to move you on to the next level if I can't help you. And sometimes I move you on to the next level. Miss Carrie, some people I move on to the next level because I don't want to help no more. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So, guys, I love you. Come back tomorrow for Even Then, Even When Wednesday. Well, we might talk about something that's even then, even when. Even then. All right, guys, it's been a great afternoon. Make sure you keep striving for the stars because guess what? It's time for you to be empowered, embraced, and educated to be elevated and not tolerated. And we'll see you real soon.